Chadwick Boseman, 10 Most Beautiful Things Before His Death. Chadwick Boseman came from a very humble family. His mother was a nurse, and his father worked a textile factory and also managed an upholstery business. His childhood dream was to become a writer and a director, and from the early age, he started working very hard to achieve his dream. While in high school, he wrote his first play. He always wanted to become a writer and director, so initially, he chose to study acting so he can learn how to feel closer and relate to actors. He faced a lot of rejections, failures, and hardships in between. He finally became a successful actor in the end. There is no doubt Chadwick Boseman was and still is one of the greatest artists and actors with a very loving nature who never let people realize his weakness. He rather helped many cancer patients while he himself was suffering from colon cancer. It is true that in today's world, everyone is so busy trying to look successful, feeling disappointed and constantly scared about the future. But the life of Chadwick Boseman inspires us to stop worrying and appreciate every moment of our life and realize that as long as you're breathing, you are happy. Chadwick Boseman once said, "The best advice about being older? Just be thankful you're not dead." It is true that the year 2020 has proved to be very bad for many, but we had never expected to lose a legendary actor in this year who has brought Black superheroes to life. It is very important to let people know the beautiful things and good things he did in his career when he was alive. In this video, we will discuss the 10 most beautiful things about his life, so stay with us and watch the complete video to not miss anything about the great Chadwick Boseman. Number 1. The first and the most beautiful thing that Chadwick did in his life is that he brought the hope and courage in every Black kid by playing a superhero's role in Black Panther as a king of Wakanda. He became the most loved actor after the Black Panther. Because he proved all the people wrong who ever had thought blacks don't do stuff like that, Black Panther had proved to be an Oscar-winning film, which shows that superheroes don't really need a color to be a superhero, but the courage and power to help people. Boseman is really an ideal for many who motivates people and arouse a kind of hope in hearts of the people who become real heroes in this world, who never discriminate people by color, but helps people with power and courage. Chadwick once said, "The only difference between a hero and the villain is that the villain chooses to use that power in a way that is selfish and hurts other people." Number 2. The most beautiful thing about Chadwick Boseman is that he never tried to let people know about his diagnosis of cancer. He never talked openly about his cancer, although he was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016. He still believed in his life, he believed in his future, and never gave up. He proved to be a true fighter. He brought us to many films that we loved so much, from Marshall to Da 5 Bloods, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more. And all these were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. Number 3. Chadwick Boseman had a unique ability to breathe life into legendary characters. Chadwick wasn't an overnight success, but he worked hard and performed in various roles for a decade. The beautiful thing about him is that whatever the character he chose, he got an ability to deeply live into that character and play it for real. Because in a 2017 interview, Boseman said that he hadn't consciously sought out roles steeped in cultural significance, but he possessed the qualities that could breathe life into such legendary characters. Whether they came from history books or comic books, Chadwick Boseman is no doubt one in all who played Black icons Jackie Robinson and James Brown and the Marvel film Black Panther. Number 4. Boseman always stood up for the social justice. He had faith in himself and believed everybody is a hero in their own story. He broke stereotypes and became a role model for Black youth. He told people that Black characters in the show are not always criminals. The most beautiful thing about him is that he brought awareness in the minds of people to not discriminate with any color. Boseman stood like a stone on his dreams and encouraged people with his hard work to not lose hope to achieve the success. He didn't let his obstacles stop him from growing. He made every difficulty an opportunity to grow up more in life. Number 5. Chadwick Boseman didn't do love stories. He was always battling something: the system, the bad guys, cop killers, corruption, racism. And all that time, it turns out he was also battling cancer. Do you know that he spent his whole life fighting? He didn't only fight on screen, but in real life as well. It is probably true that we understand the actual value of a person when he leaves us alone. Chadwick spent his whole life fighting, and it wouldn't be wrong to say that fighting on screen helped him fight in real life. It is probably because of the superhero mindset. Boseman battled throughout his life to make sure he didn't become weak at any stage of his life. Number 6. Boseman once said that, "When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, 'I used everything you gave me.'" This is really a true quotation said by Chadwick. He has become an inspiration of many. He showed people that whatever God gives you, be grateful with that. He used all the skills in his life until the last breath to prove that he was never weaker or lesser than others. He worked in many films while he was also suffering from cancer. Number 7. One of the most beautiful things about Boseman is he never stopped struggling. He always believed in working hard. Boseman never tried his luck, but worked hard to make his dreams come true. He showed people that little excuses or little obstacles can never let you win until you become brave enough to fight and win despite many difficulties. When he was going through multiple surgeries, he was suffering from stage 3 cancer. He still believed in putting a struggle to work. Such beautiful souls, born 1 in 100, and he will always be the part of every black and every white person's heart. Number 8. The best thing about Boseman is that he has lived in the hearts of people. He will always be remembered as a beautiful soul and an amazing actor in the hearts of people. This is actually a real fortune for anybody to have been remembered even after death. He was probably a God-gifted person who gave blacks an identity. Everyone was so attached to him emotionally, and he was so close to the hearts of people, and still is. He's actually one in all who can never be compared to anyone. Boseman made the story of his own life. People will teach each other to motivate themselves for not giving up in life and being happy with what they have. Number 9. Chadwick has lived his life to win the hearts of people, and Boseman's full birth name is Chadwick Aaron Boseman. However, he has been given a Xhosa name when he visited Cape Town in South Africa to research his role as Black Panther. While he was there, a street musician gave him the Xhosa name Mkholaisi. This name means peacemaker, says Factionate. People always called him Hero and gave him some beautiful names with love that described his personality. Number 10. The most beautiful thing about Boseman is he never stood at one place. He always extended himself and tried to embrace and learn new skills. He was a multi-talented guy who didn't only act in the movies, but also worked as a producer and a playwright. He always tried to live the life fully and inner satisfaction for himself. His talents extend beyond his performance in front of the camera. He wrote the script for the play Deep Azure, which was performed at the Congo Square Theater Company in Chicago, Illinois. This play was nominated for the Joseph Jefferson Award for New Work. Conclusion. It is really the greatest misfortune, for we people have lost the legendary Chadwick Boseman, who played the role of Jack Robinson in 42, King of Wakanda in Black Panther, which was the greatest success of his life. The movie Black Panther ended up making $1.3 billion worldwide. But while he was at the peak of his career, we lost him only at the age of 43 in August 2020, in his home with his family by his side. It is really incredible to think that he has had cancer for the last 4 years, and he never made it public. At some point, he knew that the cancer was winning, and it was going to take his life very soon. But he kept working, he kept acting, and he still smiled and still laughed and still strived. He truly is a remarkable man. When someone is no longer a part of this world, for a moment we are reminded of what truly is important. All of our problems seem so insignificant. We are reminded that life is too short to not wake up every morning feeling grateful. It is true that we all have lots of struggles and disappointments in our life, but we should always remember that life is too short not to live to its fullest. We should focus on the good things in our life, no matter how small they are. Even if the smallest things bring a little smile on our face, then we shouldn't let it go. Hardships and struggles will always be there waiting for us to resume where we left. But if there is anything that could have brought happiness but didn't then, it won't come back ever again. From the life of Chadwick Boseman, we have learned that difficulties and obstacles will always be there waiting for us, but the struggle and the happiness should be constant. Please, let's take a minute for prayer and reflection over our hero. All our prayers for Chadwick Boseman, you are every day with us in our hearts. We love you, and we will never forget you. We are Wakanda forever. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to join one of the biggest families on YouTube. All our love. See you in the next video.